Welcome to Mayo Yin session. Namaste, everyone. So, most of you who have been practicing Yin with me, you all know what is Yin Yoga already. It's a passive stretch, holding the postures for a long time with stillness, working and targeting onto our connective tissues, relaxing the muscles. So, we are basically stressing the deeper tissues. Those are the connective layers underlying our muscles. Now, Mayo Yin is a very different modality, and it has been coined recently in 5 to 6 years by a Chinese yoga teacher, and it is very popular in Asia. And that's how actually Asians are so good with their mobility and their flexibility, because they do this on a very regular basis. Now, what is myo and what is fascia? Myofascia is the muscle fascia which lies under our skin, under our muscles, interpenetrating, interwoven, connected into our organs, into the deepest layers of our body, in every organ, every part of our body, starting from the brain. Even in the skull, we have fascia, face, neck, everywhere. You name it and it is there. Earlier in medical world, in the world of science, fascia was not of great importance, and whenever there used to be dissection, whenever there used to be autopsy, they would just remove the fascia and just throw it away. It would hold of no importance. But now, since few years, since 6 to 7 years, medical world industry has understood and realized that fascia is a very important part of our body, and it really affects our health. It really affects our physical being going towards the emotional and mental being. It is a very big chunk of our body which actually hinders or which actually affects our movement. It also affects our muscle. It also affects our mobility. It affects our flexibility. It affects everything into our body. It's a sticky, gooey material. Those of you who eat non-veg, no offense to the veg people, those of you who eat non-veg and must have seen that skin which we remove from the chicken, that sticky material, that is what is fascia in human body, and it is just lying everywhere like a spider web, totally binding our entire body together. And it is full of water, it is full of collagen fibers, it is full of lot of other small tissues. And the first layer under the muscle is the fatty fascia, which becomes a fuzz if we don't move. If we are doing no movement, if we are immobile, we are just being static, we don't do anything in day-to-day life, it really affects our health, and the fuzz keeps building up, and we completely become stationary and immobile. So in the morning, it is very good to stretch up the body, do some movements and remove the fuzz. Now the fuzz, the fascia, can build up even in a very small amount of time, like 2 hours. You are just sitting, doing nothing, traveling for 1 hour in the car, sitting on the desk, being stationary. The fuzz is going to build up around your body anywhere in that 1 or 2 hours also. It is not necessary that you have done a mobility work now, you have moved, you have done your yoga, you have done your other practices, the exercise movement, and the fascia is not going to build up. No, it keeps building, it keeps remodeling, it keeps recoiling, rewiring, opening, and tensing up. This practice, today's practice, is about releasing that fascia, giving us that nice release to the fascia and opening it up, and then let it come back to its place. Releasing all the accumulated toxins through the fascia and then filling it up with new, fresh, infused collagen fibers and new, fresh water. It is very helpful for lymphatic drainage. It is very helpful for restoring our integrity in the body. It builds mobility in the joints, all our joints. It helps the flexibility of the muscles when you are doing other exercises and other training. Specifically for people who are runners, heavy runners, the people who are into muscle building and training in the gym, for them the muscle keeps contracting. Constantly it's contracting. and most of them, they don't do flexibility training. It keeps contracting, and then they go into a state where they start having aches and pains in their knees, in their shoulders, and everywhere else. And this practice actually helps in releasing all that contraction, all that tension, those contracted muscles. This is just a brief idea. As we unravel, as we unfold, you will get to know more when you experience this. In today's class, we cannot do the whole body. We are just going to target. Today, I have just taken the spine and little bit of hips because it cannot be done in 1 hour. It is going to take whole day to do the full body. Gradually, as we go forward, we take it off from here. We are going to work everywhere. Now, in my Pilates classes, in my other classes, those who attend Pilates with me, we do a foam rolling session almost once a week, and we release the superficial fascia. Now, the superficial fascia is just under the muscle. It doesn't go penetrate inside, deep into the layers of our body. And we use the roller to just release the muscle tension. It covers the broader areas. It always covers the broader areas. But everybody, each one of us have small knots, small sweet spots. We have those trigger points. We have those sticky adhesions in our body, which we don't realize. Everybody has it. Nobody is alone in this. We all are together in this. We are going to identify those knots and small sticky adhesions through the release of myofascia with the ball. As you do the practice, you will yourself get to know, and this is a great practice, great way to actually eliminate pain from our body. A lot of people now, even the medical world has accepted that we hold pain in our tissues, not only in our muscles. When you are having pain on a muscular level, it's not necessary. You are doing your lots of practices. You go to the physiotherapist, you go to the doctor, you take medication, you work on the inflammation, you do stretching, you do everything, but it's not going. Why? Because maybe the pain is underlying into your tissues, in your fascia, your ligaments, your tendons, and your joint capsules. And this is a very good practice to eliminate that pain. I'm not saying that it could go forever, but we can somewhat work on it. And I have seen that with myself. I have worked with this practice since a long time, and I have noticed a drastic change in my mobility. In fact, after my major shoulder injury, I thought I couldn't move this shoulder anymore. But this practice has actually healed my shoulder a lot. So just have an open mind as we go through the practice. You are going to unravel a lot of things about your own body. Myo yin is we do the myofascial release, and then we hold the yin postures for some time, stretching that target area. Okay? So first we do the release on the fascia, and then we do the yin posture on targeting on that particular area, and then we are stretching that area even more. Okay? Now, one very important thing I would like to mention. Everybody's pain threshold is different. Some of you might, wherever I'm going to ask you to use the ball, some of you might not feel anything. Some of you might feel too much. You would be almost bursting into tears. It's a very natural response. Please accept it. Reduce the intensity as per yourself. Use the ball as per yourself. Do not be in pain. Do not overdo anything. If you have cuts, if you have scars, if you have bruises, if you have too much of inflammation today, if you have too much of joint pain, please don't do it. This is not supposed to be done when you are in too much pain. It is supposed to be done when you are feeling okay. Okay? Secondly, the response after this class is going to be very different for each one of us. Everyone is going to feel differently. I have seen some of my students, even my peers, while practicing this class, puking, crying, having headaches, feeling very tired and restless, just going off to sleep. There could be anything, soreness, next day you're not able to move. That is a very natural response. Please accept it. Okay? Everyone is going to have a different experience. Be with the experience and accept it. Okay? It is nothing which is out of the world. whenever you are eliminating toxins, this is what happens. This is the natural response of the body. I like to have lots of balls with me of every size. These are the softer balls. If somebody is coming from US, have this yoga tune-up balls. This is of less intensities. It's a little spongy in texture and nature. So certain places, like when we will do the face, when we will do the skull and neck and all, this ball is much better because a lot of people don't like the texture of the tennis ball. Though the tennis ball is the most handy one, is the cheapest. Then we have the peanut ball. It's in a peanut shape. It's a 6 centimeter ball. It's very easily available on Amazon. I had shared the link on the group also. It's a lacrosse ball. Please don't buy the wooden ball. If you take the wooden ball, you will be crying in pain. Okay? This peanut ball is hard enough. It's a lacrosse ball. It's very reasonable. Nothing is expensive out of this. I also have this big ball. It almost looks like boobs. Okay. Don't laugh, but it's also very helpful. It has a little lesser intensity, but I really love it. I'll share this with you. And then we use the blocks. And if you cannot bear any of this, just use the foam roller. Okay? So let us all start. Keep the balls handy. And we are going to begin the practice. And just let's begin with the opening meditation, settling down. We are going to have a little Q&A after the class. If you can stay, if you cannot, you can leave the class, okay? And take a nice comfortable seated position. Stay wherever you are. Close your eyes. Bring the palms on your knees. You can bring the palms in Chin Mudra by joining the tips of your index finger along with the thumb, or you can simply have the palms facing upwards into the receiving mudra. Allow the spine to relax and maintain it long. Just start listening to the cues of your body. Just start tuning inwards. And just start observing the sensations of your body, and particularly observe those areas where you are feeling tenderness or tightness. Allow those areas to completely relax and soften. Let us just disassociate from the outside world. Be with the spaces around you, but let go of all the distractions and make yourself available and present with yourself. Center yourself. Gather yourself together and just have an open mind for your practice today. Experiment and explore yourself. For the next 30 to 40 minutes, we are going to access our energy system, and we are going to access the deeper layers of our existence. I invite you all into your intuition. I invite you all to accept and acknowledge yourself the way you are. And I invite you all to not judge yourself the way you are. Just be here and now into the present. And let us take the practice ahead. And let's start arriving into our practice. Join your palms into a namaskara in front of your heart center. Bow your head towards your fingers. Namaste. Lift your head up. Rub your palms. And bring them on your face, awakening yourself. Open your eyes. Okay, let us begin. Today's focus is our spine. Keep the blocks handy and let us take. I'm going to guide you well so that you understand what we are doing. And I'll show you. There's a purpose I have worn black today so that you can see the color where I'm putting it. So we are going to start with the shoulders. Okay? So you are going to place the balls. We never put the balls right on the spinal column. Okay? Don't put it on the bony part of the spinal column. We are going to take the balls over here, just on the shoulder, outside our spine. Here, just on this area. And we are going to lie down. Adjust the position, keep the block handy by the side because we'll need it. So just target the ball there and just come down. Rest your head down and just descend your body weight into the balls. Bring the palms by the sides of your hips. Tie your hair so that your hair is not coming in way. Now pressing the palms by the sides, just let's lift up the hips so that we can bring the body weight more onto the balls. So lift up the hips and just observe the sensations on that area. Hold it over here and take the block, and in any height, just watch the intensity and just in any height place the block under your hips. Place it there and just be there. Your body weight is surrendering into the balls and just hold it there, and now start circling your shoulders through the arms. Circle. Begin. Circle in one direction first. In the beginning, it is going to feel very intimidating because the ball really pokes into the muscle. But believe me, you're going to feel great after the class. Do a couple of rounds in one direction. And now reverse. Go in other direction. And now just stretch the arms back. Stretch them back. And pull the arms by the sides of your hips. Stretch the arms back. And pull the arms by the sides of your hips. Draw the arms back. And arms by the sides of your hips. And pull the arms back and stay there. Now hold this position for 1 minute. Keep descending your weight down into the balls. You can have the arms by the sides of your hips or by the sides of your shoulders. Please notice the soft, sweet, tender point and press into it. You can slightly move the ball in other position also. If you're feeling a trigger point somewhere around the shoulder, on your upper back, you can move the ball a bit and just hold it over there. I have found my sweet spot and I am holding it there. You can bring the elbows by the sides of your chest and further press into the balls and hold for 1 minute. And just focus on the breath. The most integral part of this practice is the movement, the flow of prana. In Chinese medicine, it is called the qi. We are harmonizing the flow of qi into our vital organs and into our entire body, energizing our entire body. Now slowly remove the balls. Do not come out of the posture. Just remove the balls to the side. And just stay there observing the subtle change. Just be there into the bridge pose. Just relax the shoulders down, close your eyes and hold it over here. Invite yourself into introspection and inner reflection, and always keep watching the quality of the changes you are experiencing. Slowly lift your hips. Just remove the block to the side and just come down. Stretch your legs out and just rebound for a few seconds. And we are going to go further down. You are going to take the balls further lower along the spine, just outside the spine, further down. Target the area over here. And now this time you will need the block under your head. So it's over here. Just go down a little bit. We were doing it on the shoulders. Now it is lower than the shoulders on the upper back, on the sides of our spine. Come down and now take the block under your head, because the head is going to lift up. So flatten the block, rest your head onto it. If you don't have a block, just use the cushion, please. And descend the weight onto the ball. And now bring the forearms together. Join the forearms together, joining the palms, and just open the arms to the side. Press the arms into the surface and join the arms together. Open the arms to the side. Open them to the side, further go down on the surface with the arms and join the arms together. Just watch what is happening with the balls around your upper back and arms opening to the side. And join the arms together. Do it for a couple of rounds. We are giving a deep massage to our tissues. Open up. You know, we are breaking down the tissues on a cellular level and remodeling them through this practice. And open out. And close. And open. And close. And open. And one more time, close. And this time open the arms and just stay there. Find the soft spot. Find the sweet trigger point, the knots. You can slightly shift the balls towards the side or a little bit down, wherever you find the spot. I'm sure all of you are going to feel on this spot. This is a very tender point for everyone. Especially who go to the gym. And I went to the gym yesterday and yeah, I have this aha moment right now. Allow the muscles to relax and soften. Do not contract, do not pull, do not tighten. Just remove the balls to the side and just lie down, rebounding. And just observe the upper back. Just be there. You can have the cushion under the head or you can remove it. It's completely up to you. Make yourself feel comfortable. The legs could be bent or they could be straight. So this beautiful change and connection you are experiencing into your upper back. There are techniques where we go further towards the sides of our back, and we will address those in next classes. Right now we are just doing the spinal processes. And let us come up and go further down. Now take the balls just around your shoulder blades here, further down. This is the part. And I lost power supply. I hope you're able to see. Just put it over here on the shoulder blades and come down. Now interlace the palms under your head and arch your lower back. Arch it. So belly up, arching the lower back into a curve, into a concave lower back. Arch it nicely. And we are going to go into little crunching. Press into the ball through your shoulder blades. And from here, inhale and exhale. Crunch up. Crunch. Inhale and go down. Arch your back. Exhale and crunch. Inhale and go down. Arch your back. Palms are under your head. Interlacing the palms. Exhale and crunch. Inhale and arch your back. Exhale and crunch. Inhale and go down. Arch your back. Exhale and crunch. Inhale and arch your back. And one more time. Exhale and crunch. And inhale, arch your back and stay there. Just be there. Hold it over there. And those of you who would like to stay there, just stay there. Others who would like to give a little bit massage to your back, just lift up the hips and roll onto the tennis ball. If it is too intense for you, just stay over there and do not massage, okay? Some of you might feel it a lot if it is the first time. So just lift your hips and roll into the balls. And if it is too much, just stay there. Hold it over there. Even that is a lot. Holding. So lift the hips and just massage the back. Rolling back and forth little bit. Roll. You can do side to side little bit, shearing yourself from side to side. Otherwise, just stay there. And let us just remove the balls. We are not going to overdo anything, okay? And put it to the side and just observe the back. Be there. as you're lying down flat, now you're going to bring the ball around your lower back, that is the lumbar. So this is your lumbar curve, and you will bring it little bit more towards the side, okay? Further towards the side. Earlier we were here, and now just take the broader surface and onto the side next to your lower back. Here. Now, for some of you who have, don't take it as an offense. If you have a little bigger butt, or if you have an arch in your back, you might not be able to depress your weight into the balls. In that case, you can take the block and then place the balls onto it and then go down. Okay? Those of you who have little bigger butt, or those of you who cannot stabilize or descend the weight onto the balls, you can just take the balls on the block and then place the hips onto it and the lower back onto it. Just choose whatever works. If the intensity is too much, do not depress the weight too much. Hold it there. And now from here, and this area is usually very tender for people who are sitting for a long time, who are walkers, and you're going to lift up the legs, keeping them bent. Lift the legs up, keep them bent, and just rock them gently from side to side. Rock very gently. Do not be very fast. Slowly finding your sweet knot, working through the knots. Just rocking the legs. You can even circle through the hips, circling them slowly and gently. Reversing the circle. Today what I have taken is, I have taken first the massage, the self-massage, and then we are going to do the yin postures. But there is another way also, where we do only one target area and then we hold the yin posture. Now keeping the feet down, stay over there for 1 minute. You can rock the legs side to side, keeping the feet down. Just like a spine twist, moving the legs from side to side. And release. Move the balls to the side and just stay there. Just be there. Observe that beautiful sense of relaxation and release. You know, when you will be doing this, your mind will start quietening on its own when you release the tension and the contracting tension through your fascia. It automatically gives a signal to our nervous system. And now we are going down towards the buttocks. Now this is something which all of you are really going to feel it. Please remember, you're not the only one who is going to be crying. All of us are together in this. You are going to take the ball just over here onto your hips. Okay, here. Both the hips. You can find any spot over here. It's not necessary to have it here or any spot. Find any spot, place the balls there, lie down, take the block And use it as a doorstop near the hips, like a doorstop under the hips. And now lift up your legs. Place the right foot over the left knee in figure of 4. Right leg over the left knee in figure of 4. The block is to support you. If you don't want to use it, it's fine. Now just rock from side to side and press into the ball. Press into the ball, turning towards one side. Stay there. Stay there for a few breaths. Go on the other side. Tilt on the other side and stay there for a few breaths. Just tilt, press into the ball. You can change the position of the balls if you're not feeling anything over there. Hip is a very large part of our body and we have a broader surface and there are lots of knots on our hips, always. And actually the home of this practice is the pelvis. Come back to the center. Just press into the balls and just pull the knee and the thigh into you. You can just change the location, the position of the balls as per yourself. You can take it further towards the side and just pull the thigh and the knee towards you. The block is going to help you to just be there, lifting the hips a little bit. After a minute, we are going to change the leg position, taking the left foot over the right. This is a very healing modality and it should be done once or twice a week. It's really experiential. And let's switch the legs. Take the left foot over the right knee. You can change the location of the balls if you need to. Rock from side to side. Most of my peers, when we are practicing together with my teacher, most of us feel it onto the thighs and the hips. Inner thighs, outer thighs, and the hips. That is the area which is burning. Imagine how much restriction, how much of tension you hold over there. And just settle down. Find the soft spot, press into that through the balls and be there. Just a few more breaths here. And let us release. Remove the balls. Just lower the legs, stretch them out. And just for a few seconds, rebound. Just observe your entire spine and your lower back, your hips. And Now we are gradually progressing towards our yin stretches. And let us all come up. Just keep the balls aside. Okay. We are going to start with the caterpillar. Now, as we have worked on the spine, we need to stretch the spine. Stretch it. Whenever we are doing myofascial release, please remember, after the release work, when we go into the yin posture, stretching that area, the effect doubles up. Okay. Now, for some of you, I'm just suggesting, if you would like to, you can have the ball under the thighs so that it targets your hamstring. If you're not able to feel the pressure, you can take the brick and then place it like this. Otherwise, place it directly. The legs could be together, the legs could be apart, whichever way. The feet are not to be curled in, doesn't matter. The whole purpose and the idea is to just soften the muscles. The arms, now as we want to stretch our entire spine, eagle arms, or simply hug your arms into your chest. I invite you to hug the arms so that you get the nice pull and stretch on the back, on the upper back, mid back and lower back, and just descend down, draping yourself over the legs. Wherever you can, you don't need to go down too much. Just be with yourself, whatever makes you feel comfortable. You can take the block also in front of you and rest your head onto it or your arms onto it. Those of you who are feeling way too tight under the legs, just place something over here. Place the blocks under the knees if you're feeling way too tight behind the legs. And we are going to hold this pose for 3 minutes. Close your eyes and just settle down. For the first minute, you're going to use the ball, and then we are going to remove it and change the crossing of the arms. Without any judgment, without any assessment, just go into this moment of Shravana, which is called absorbing into the learning. If any of you are feeling sweaty, that's a very natural response because the body gets warmed up with the myofascial release. And the yin yoga postures are going to cool down the temperature of the body. Do not try to strive through the posture, just holding it for a longer period of time is what is the purpose of this practice. Those of you who are holding the ball under the legs, please remove the balls to the side and change the crossing of the arms, all of you, and go down.
observing the bodily sensations. Stay with them. Do not hold back yourself. Just allow yourself to surrender and be with the humble feeling of letting go and surrendership. Accept your emotions and your feelings. This is the time to soak into the moment of peace and gratitude towards your own self. Just few more seconds. And slowly, keeping your eyes closed, start coming up very slowly and gently. Just release your arms and just stay there into the seated position, rebounding from the long-held caterpillar pose. Stay introverted. Just observe the quality of your mind and your breath.
वो मैदान में उतरेंगे 11 पर दिखेंगे 1.
And slowly open your eyes and let's go towards the next pose. Now, as we have gone around the entire spine, we want to further stretch it. So you are going to take the bolster, place it next to your left hip. If you don't have the bolster, just do it directly. Place it next to your hip. The block goes under your right knee. Open the legs a bit. And you're just going to twist your entire upper body because we want to stretch the entire back. Okay? First we did the flexion, stretching the upper back and the mid back. And now we are going into the twist to further stretch the back. And you're going to twist into the deer pose and lie down onto the bolster. Your head could be turning in the opposite direction or it could be turning in the same direction. Those of you who don't have the bolster, you can just take a block under your head or you can make fist out of your palms and stack it and rest your head onto it. I hope all of you have gotten the twist. We have completely twisted the body. The chest is on the bolster, the belly is on the bolster. And the legs are bent. Bend the legs.
And just rest it out. Feel that nice stretch in the back. I'm leaving you all with the silence. That's why I'm not talking. Too much of talking can be destructive. Just allow yourself to be in quietude. This is meditation in itself. Staying with the pause and the stillness is the hardest thing to do in your practice. And let us start releasing. Slowly. Let's start coming up. Just cross your legs and stay here into the seated position. Just be there. And let us transition on the other side. Just take the bolster next to your right hip. Here, fix it on your right hip and take the legs towards the back, opening them. You can take a block under your left knee so that we are not feeling sensitive on the knee. And just rotate your torso, rotate it, twist it onto the bolster. It is the twist action which is opening and stretching our back. Just twist and lie down. And your head could be in any position. Just hold it there. Be with the fullness and the depth of the breath. Just one more minute over here. Inhale to replenish your tissues with good oxygen. Exhale to just eliminate all the stale carbon dioxide we have been holding into our tissues. Let us start coming up. Take your time. Be kind towards yourself. Do not rush. Do not hurry. Just very slowly and gently come out of the shape. Paul Greeley never used the word poses. He always used the word shape. Paul Greeley, the master of Yin Yoga, who has devised and coined this practice. Just stay here meditating. And now we are going towards the last pose of the day, which is going to be a deep relaxation pose, further working on our back. And we are going to do the supported fish pose. If you want to take the bolster lengthwise, take it lengthwise. Most of us like it horizontal. You can take it horizontal. If you don't have this, you can use the blocks, placing one behind the other. Do this, or you can take the bolster. One block comes right behind your chest on the shoulder blades and the other onto your head. Just below your head. Opening the chest, stretching the legs. Otherwise, just take the bolster, place it horizontally and lie down. And take the block behind your head. Under the head. You can do this. Just lie down and place the block under your head. Open up the arms. Separate the legs. If you want an extra stretch, you can bring the legs into butterfly position. That's an added stretch. It's completely up to you. You can even adjust the position of the block. If you feel your neck is tensing up, you can adjust the height, make it higher. Just modify and variate as per yourself. Be in a state of Shravana, that is soaking into the learning. Now, those of you who would like to practice Ujjayi breath, if you are aware of it and if you know how to practice Ujjayi breaths, the victorious breath, the oceanic breath, the soft hissing sound coming through the pit of our throat while we are inhaling and exhaling, as if we are passing a piece of cloth through the channel, through the tunnel of our throat. You can practice soft Ujjayi over here, or just be with the normal natural breathing. With the Ujjayi, you can practice the So-Hum chant. So with the inhale and hum with the exhale. Silently chanting So-Hum with the Ujjayi breath. If you practice Ujjayi for a long time, it automatically converts into So-Hum chanting after some time of practice. Just relax your breath. Let's start reconnecting towards the spaces around us. Keep inhaling and exhaling softly and gently. Inhale to expand your awareness outside your body. Let's start bending the legs. turn onto your right side and just slide off the bolster or the blocks. And make a pillow out of your arm under your head and bring the knees closer towards your chest. Keeping your eyes closed, making yourself feel warm, cozy, just like a baby. Keep nurturing and nourishing into yourself. Every moment of the practice tells us something about ourselves. And keeping the eyes closed, very slowly bring yourself up into a seated position wherever you are, into Sukhasana. Join your palms in front of your heart center. Let's take 3 deep breaths. And lower your head towards your fingertips. Let us all surrender. Namaste, Hari Om, Tat Sat. And lift your head. Rub your palms, generating heat through your palms. Press the palms first on your eyes and feel the darkness, and within this darkness we feel the light. Massage your face, your neck, your shoulders, your arms, your chest, your belly, your back, your legs. Just opening the eyes, notice that beautiful rejuvenation, revitalization, rewiring and unbinding through our body and our mind. For some of you, you might feel sleepy. You can go off and take a short nap. Some of you might feel energized with this practice. It's a very different response for everyone.